All right, guys. So once again, back again for Young Justice. Once again, 3 episodes left to the finale. And as always, once again, if you missed the episode, there's a link in the description so you could watch it. All right. So episode 43 of Young Justice, entitled "The Hunt." Yeah, this really was a very decent episode. This episode was directed by Doug Murphy and written by Brandon Vetti. Um, so let's talk about a little bit of this episode. First of all, the episode starts off the dates May 27th. It was on War World, and the Reach pretty much have set up shop in the War World, basically. With the Justice League. Don't know. They really don't know. Justice League doesn't know they're there. Black Beetle is pretty much really berating the ambassador, you know, about, allowing and, attack on, on the meats. Yes, he said, guarding the crystal, as well as, using up a lot of the fleet to stop War World and everything like that. He's also pretty much blaming, the ambassador in a sense, and the ambassador pretty much, is saying that he's trying to find a way to spin this in their favor in a sense. Their fleet was half of their fleet was destroyed and everything like that. Plus, they pretty much have captives, in terms of the team, and that was also good. And that's where we also pick up where basically Arsenal is on the run, from the Reach soldiers pretty much. He's trying to get in contact, with the team, but unfortunately he can't. Like, somehow his communication is being blocked. So that was interesting as well. Um, and then we kind of go back to New York City. A few days later, and that's where the Reach ambassador is pretty much, he's having a press conference with Blue Beetle about his heroism, and he advocates Blue Beetle as being a human collaboration. Him being a hybrid of the Reach, and he pretty much is there trying to spin a lot of stuff that this little girl asks as a question about how come the Justice League didn't help save and everything like that, and it gets a little bit from there. Trying to safeguard, play to the egos of the crowd and everything, like, oh yeah, we're the good guys, everything like that, and also play up that War World now will be, he calls it a new weapon for Earth or something like that, if I remember correctly, and it's a gift to Earth. And that's where we pick up later on once again in Taos, the Runaways, as I like to call them, Virgil, Static, Ty, Eduardo, Ed, and Asume, are destroying a lot of Reach related stuff and signs and everything like that, and also they pretty much get a call from Lex Luthor and tell them that he has a way of hurting the Reach, truly hurting them and things like that. Back on War World, we got to keep going back. Back on War World, the next day, we got Dick and Ms. Martian McGann searching, pretty much, looking to restart their investigation, looking for the disappearing team. Unfortunately, they don't find anything. Which is, we saw that. And of course, we also see the factor of, we go I believe we saw, them just really can't find anything, and that's where we turn back to Lex Luthor, and then he directs the Runaways to to a safe house or something, and also he gives them this thing called Father Box or Mother Box, as we all know, it'll lock on the Superboy signal. They can get on board and save them and everything like that. So they do it, and they get caught, but they are able to dispatch the Reach soldiers who look like it captures them, but doesn't. And Arsenal is watching all this as well. Um, and we also see, I believe, before that, we also go back to. I missed something. I know I missed something. Uh, when they are back on the Nightwing and Ms. Martian are back on the ship. They start to blame each other. They start to blame. They have doubts and start blaming each other about Dick should have trusted the team and told them about Aqualad's deep undercover. McGann was blaming herself for not probing the Green Beetle. Green Beetle basically showed her what he wanted to show her, things like that, and it got from there. However, back on somewhere else on the ship, Arsenal and the team and the Runaways lead up, and they're on board trying to find the team and everything like that. But also back on Earth, which is really kind of good. GG Gordon G. Godfrey literally starts to really start pointing fingers at the Reach, like, how come you didn't explain that you had a fleet underwater on Earth? You said that we're only explorers, everything like that. And this was kind of a twist, it was like, okay, now he's starting to, like, how come you didn't tell us that? So it kind of made the Reach look like, the ambassador look like a dummy, like, oh yeah, like, why you didn't tell that? Huh? And back on World, they're able to reach the Runaways are able to find Superboy, and the entire team locked up in like this stasis pod. But before they're able to do anything, Black Beetle comes in and attacks them. Pretty much, they're really no match for Black Beetle. However, Black Beetle, Arsenal decides to get some reinforcements, and what he does is he shoots his last Stinger missile, and to Ed, and he teleports it and instructs to keep Black Beetle off balance, and he pretty much opens the pod for Mongol, and pretty much Mongol is there, pretty much handles Black Beetle and used them as a distraction while the rest of the team handles and gets the rest of the team out. And of course, they meet up with McGann and Nightwing. I was about to say Robin, and they are able to get out. But Nightwing does thank the Runaways in a sense. You guys did good. Maybe when we get back, I'm gonna put you on the team. He's gonna compliment them, put them on the team, ask him to join the team. But before they head back, Arsenal wants to talk about Blue Beetle's betrayal. But that's where Bumblebee cuts him off and is like, she opens up about him opening the airlock without warning the rest of the team, about his move and everything, like nearly killing the team and everything like that. And Arsenal gets angered about this accusation that the move allowed him to escape, to liberate the team, so she should be thanking him instead, things like that. But however, Nightwing cuts them off and says Nightwing does agree and thanks Arsenal, but he kicks Arsenal off the team for intentionally endangering the team, to further his own agenda or guard against his own personal demons in a sense. So because we saw in the last episode, Arsenal was like, I'm not going to be captured again and everything like that. And until Arsenal can prove himself as a team player, he says there's he has no basically no no place on the team in a sense. And um and Arsenal accepts. And Arsenal's like, whatever. And still, in a sense, the Runaways are displeased about Arsenal's dismissal. In a sense, they're like, he saved you guys, so why are you doing this? And they're like, we can take care of ourselves now. We don't need you and everything like that. And they pretty much, open Father Box, and then that's where Nightwing looks at it. Is like, wait a minute, is that a? And then they just disappear, and Arsenal goes with them back to Taos, and that's where Arsenal sees who orchestrated everything for them getting on board, and it's pretty much Lex Luthor, and Arsenal's not having that, and that kind of leads into the Runaways pretty much leaving with Arsenal. And in a sense, this looks like, what I looked at it from this was Arsenal and the Outsiders, in a sense. That was my look at it. So I'm like, this looks like an introduction of Arsenal and the Outsiders, in a sense. But I still thought it was really good. We just saw them leave. We don't know where they're going. But I liked the episode, but I did think Nightwing did the right thing, by taking Arsenal off the team, because there is some personal demons there, guys. There is some personal demons there that, he didn't even warn the team, even if they were, trying to handle Blue, but still he should have warned them about, what he was going to do. He put the team in danger, and, kind of for his own safety, like, yeah, I'm not going to go back, things like that, so there is some personal demons there. I did think, Nightwing did the right thing. Nightwing's not trying to, have no more secrets behind the team. He feels bad enough as it is about keeping, Artemis and Aqualad's deep cover operation a secret from the team because he didn't trust them. But still, I believe Nightwing did the right thing. That's just me. Because if it was me as leader, I would have kicked Arsenal off the team as well. I would have been like, no, we're not having that. Until you feel like you're a team player, you're off the team. You're off the team for now. But I still think. What do you guys think about that as well? And what do you think as well? Did you look at that as like Arsenal and the Outsiders? In my opinion, it kind of looked like that in my sense. I got that feeling like Arsenal and the Outsiders, but I did enjoy this episode with only 3 more episodes to go. You guys tell me what you thought about this episode, and do you feel that Arsenal, Nightwing did the right thing of kicking Arsenal off the team? You don't have to take my word for it. You don't have to buy into my ruling, but I hope you guys enjoyed this. And as well, always, there's a link in the description if you missed it. But other than that, guys, this is Mount Vernon Kid saying peace, one love, stay tuned, keep it real. I will see you guys next week. I think there's an episode for Young Justice next week or so. I'm not sure. But other than that, you guys take care. And I'd like to hear what you guys have to say. Better late than never, as always, I like to say. You guys take care.